Turn on the news today, and what do you see? You see the macrocosm of global conflict, the borders, the wars, the endless friction between ideologies. It is exhausting. But what we often forget is that this external chaos is simply a mirror, a massive, loud reflection of the fragmented microcosm within humanity itself. I'd like to welcome you back to the Formless Guide. And today, we step away from the formulas, the frequencies, we drop the methods. Today is simply about the courage to look directly at the ego, to cut through the noise of the material world, and to ask the center of your intuition a very simple question. Agna, how are you? The endless lines of separation we see, conflict, chaos, entropy, in a world absorbed by its own eternity, blame, game, fame, and the outright shame. Within this clarity, you may question, are they even sane? When we look out at the world, we are witnessing what Eastern philosophy calls Maya, the grand illusion of separation. It's a machine that operates on an eternal loop of entropy. We get so absorbed in the blame, the games that we play with each other, the desperate chase of fame, and the outright shame we weaponize to keep people in line. It is a world addicted to its own chaos. And when you finally step back into your own clarity, when you observe it without being attached to it, you can't help but ask, are they sane? But here is the self inquiry for today. When you look at the outright shame and conflict of the world, where are you secretly mirroring that same war within your own life? Where are you participating in the game of separation just to feel a false sense of control? Haha, such is the experience when having your own lane, separated by material, congregated by pain. The vision is always peace in their world, but that is simply a pain of the hope in ego, the desperate desire to have before you go. Life is not so. There is an irony to waking up. There is a solitary, almost humorous peace in walking in your own established lane. But it means observing a world that is completely congregated by its own pain. We all claim we want peace, but look closer at what the ego calls peace. It's usually just a pane of glass, a lens, a fragile construct built out of material wealth, status, or the emotional safety nets that we made for each other. We desperately try to build and hold on to this pane of hope before we die, before we go. It is the ego trying to concrete itself, trying to build a fortress against the unknown. But, as you heard, life is not so. Life is formless, it is fluid. So I ask you, what is your pane of hope? What material or emotional safety net are you desperately clinging to? And who are you if that glass finally shatters? I'd like you to accept it all, feel it all, express it all, be it all. And I promise you will grow. I know your soul. You know it as well. It's just you forgot. And that's how hard you fell. This is the antithesis of spiritual bypassing. We do not grow by transcendence or transcending the human experience. And we certainly don't grow by hiding from it. We grow by fully digesting it. Nietzsche called this Amor Fati, a love of one's fate. It is the radical integration of the light and the dark. But let's be precise about what fate actually is. Fate is not a sentence handed down by the universe. It's a belief held by the unconscious, rehearsed in the body until it feels like a wall. It only feels immovable because it has never been fully felt. So when Nietzsche says, love your fate, he isn't asking you to resign to it or give in to it. He's naming the one condition under which a belief finally loosens its grip, being felt completely, without avoidance. Once it's no longer being hidden from, it stops being fate. It becomes a chapter. Expansion is your right, and feeling it all the way through is how you claim it. You don't need to fight those heavy emotions. Accept it all, feel it all, express it all, be it all. The drop into this material reality, the fall, was shocking. It was jarring. It was so hard that you simply forgot your own capacity. But I know your soul, and deep down, you know it too. What heavy truth, what dark emotion have you been quelling? What is screaming to be integrated? Can you feel the total weight of your own existence today without trying to fix it? Join in with yourself. Let go of the quell. There's nothing more you have to sell. In the space of the formless, there is no marketplace. You do not need to sell your enlightenment, your peace, or your worth to the world. You do not even need to sell it to yourself. Stop forcing. Stop resisting. Stop selling. Start being. That silence, it isn't a void. It isn't empty. It is a canvas. It is the very space where the soul can remember itself. When you strip away the pain of the ego, when you stop trying to sell your identity to a world absorbed in its own chaos, you aren't left with nothing. You are left with everything. You are left with the unshakable truth of who you are. Carry that clarity with you today. Keep your lane. Feel it all. Express it all. Be it all. Until next time, this is your Formless Guide, signing off.